Yo, what's going on YouTube? It's your boy Alex Thomas here, back with another quick video for you guys. I'm here with another random video with you guys. I've been enjoying doing these videos. I wanted to be talking about physical media and collecting, and these are gonna be my 5 tips on how to start a Blu-ray collection or getting into this hobby. I would love to get my thoughts on this certain topic because I'm sitting there thinking about what else I'm gonna do, what else I'm gonna talk to you guys about. I haven't really got a question about starting collecting, but I wanted to get it out there and just give my thoughts and how I started collecting and just certain things you need to look out for when you're starting collecting Blu-rays or DVDs or anything that you're into that you want to start collecting. I'm going to give you my 5 tips on it. If you enjoy content like this and you enjoy Blu-ray reviews, movie reviews, Blu-ray collection videos, all that jazz, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Also hit that like button as well to stay up to date on my videos. Now let's get into the video. Let's go. Starting off with tip number 1, the first thing I'm going to talk about is buying used Blu-rays. Now, I was talking to a friend of mine, and we obviously, if you guys watch my channel, there's this place I love going to. It's called The Exchange. Now, that's the place where I started really buying my physical media when it came to DVDs and Blu-rays, and it really helped me expand my collection. When I mean expand, I expanded my collection because they had really great deals on DVDs and Blu-rays. Literally at The Exchange, they have a section where they have nothing but $5 Blu-ray. So I would go in there and put out a budget and show, okay, I got $20. I'm gonna buy 4 Blu-rays, and that's gonna be my budget. And it really worked out because I end up sometimes finding 2 movie packs or 3 movie packs that were $5, and I end up getting like 3 movies for $5. I lucked out. So that's the one thing I would love to say is buy used. Like I said, you won't, when it comes to Blu-rays, there's very rare case that the disc will be damaged or anything be wrong with it, especially if you're buying from a store, because the stores really do check the disc when you sell them or when you're trading them in. I know for experience, they do check the disc when you buy them or when you're selling them, so you would really have no rare cases when it comes to discs being scratched. DVDs, they're very prone to being scratched. Obviously, if you guys have owned DVDs, like for me, I scratched the heck out of all the DVDs that I played the most, like Back to the Future, Spider-Man 2. Those discs got destroyed. That because DVDs were more prone to being damaged, if you guys know what I'm saying. So that would be my first tip, is to buy used Blu-rays. Like I said, I really lucked out in expanding my collection of buying used Blu-rays. That would be my first tip. Second tip would be, going from my first tip to my second tip, is have a budget on what you're trying to spend. This hobby can be overwhelming. It can get very costly if you don't have a budget and know exactly how much you're trying to spend within a month or within the year. For me, that's why one reason why I love going to The Exchange, because I try to find really good deals on Blu-rays that I love as well. So I kind of looked out on buying used and going to used stores and going to places like Dollar Tree or Dollar General. So I try to create my budget on around buying really cheap Blu-rays. But that will be my tip number 2, is to have a budget on what you want to spend within a month. Because like I said, this stuff can be very costly. There's certain 4Ks that cost about $35 to $40, especially if you're buying steelbooks. Steelbooks sometimes come between $35 to $40 for a steelbook. And don't let it be a new release. Like, I know the Wonder Woman steelbook is coming out. I know it's going to be like $40 for that steelbook. I most likely won't be buying it, but sometimes you might find a good deal on the steelbook. Like, they might be like $20 or $10. If you go to FYE, they have really good deals on steelbooks. But my second tip would be, have a budget on what you're trying to spend on your collection. That would be my tip number 2. Tip number 3 is buy what you want to watch or what you want to own. And also be organized when it comes to your collection, because like I said, it can get very overwhelming when you have a whole bunch of movies in your collection and you don't know what you have or what you want and stuff like that. For me, I'm a movie connoisseur. I'm like a film connoisseur. But I want to own a lot of films, and like I said, I'm kind of different when it comes to buying movies. Like I said, I've bought movies that I've never seen before, and how I like to say is that a blind buy can sometimes turn into a movie that you love. But if you're just starting out, buy the movies that you love. Buy the movies that you want to watch, that you can see yourself rewatching. For me, my collection contains a lot of films that I do love. Also, new films that I have invested in seeing. Also, movies that I heard that are good. But like I said, there's certain movies that I absolutely hate. Like I have Batman and Robin, the 4K Steelbook, but it came in the collection, so I had no choice but to have it. You know, like I said, there's certain movies in my collection that I do not like. But since I have OCD and I'm a completionist, I have to own certain movies, like, if you guys know what I'm saying. So my tip, I'm on tip number 3. I'm on tip number 3. You forgot what tip I'm on. I'm guessing I'm on tip number 3 would be to be organized when it comes to buying collections. All right, for tip number 4, it would be don't buy on release date. I know this is hard to say since you guys if you want to get into Blu-ray collecting, you would really want to buy on day one. But I guess this is going back to the last couple tips was with being on a budget. Sometimes these new releases, they can be very expensive when they first come out. Sometimes the 4K can be $30, the new Blu-ray can be like $25, the Steelbook can be like $35. But sometimes when these new releases come out, within the next 2 or 3 or 4 weeks, they might go down in price, or they might be a sale, or they might be something going on, either at Best Buy or Walmart, where you can find it at a cheaper price. So, like I said, my tip number 4 would be to don't buy on release date. And then my next thing, obviously, will be my last tip, but I'm gonna continue what I'm talking about. But basically, this is going into my final tip. But my thing would say, if you really can wait, don't buy on release date. But if you want to buy it on day one, I would say buy it. But another thing I would say is don't buy it on day one, because like I said, there's certain things when it comes to buying Blu-rays and 4Ks, you might be able to find it at a better price later along the line. So I will say wait and don't buy it on day one. Now, my 5th and final tip would be, going from my 4th tip to my 5th tip, would be, if there's a special collector's item like a steelbook, a digibook, or some limited edition thing like Screen Factory, Arrow, those type of things, you might have to buy it day one, because certain things go out of print and they never come back. And for us Blu-ray collectors, if you don't be there at Best Buy at 9 o'clock when they open, or if you don't pre-order it or do in-store pickup or do certain things, we might get lucked out on buying those certain items. Like, for example, I wanted that Lord of the Rings 4K Steelbook collection. I didn't pre-order it, and I didn't buy it when it was available at Best Buy, and I lucked out, and it's been sold out ever since. Thank God Zavi just released pre-orders for the Steelbook collection, so I kind of lucked out, and it was able to pre-order it through Zavi. But obviously I just gotta wait for them to get the shipment available. But for certain items like that, like Steelbooks, Digibooks, and certain things like that, I would say buy day one, because the used market on eBay, Mercari, those certain things, they might be selling those Steelbooks for like $200, $300 when it comes to certain items like that. Like, another example would be the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 Steelbook that I talked about in a couple of videos ago. I want to buy that Steelbook, but it's out of print. It's none available unless they release another Steelbook. And people on eBay are selling that Steelbook for about $80 to $100 just for that one Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 Steelbook, just because it's so rare. And, if you didn't buy it day one, if you didn't own it, then you're lucked out, So I will have to wait for them to re-release another Steelbook just to complete my MCU Steelbook. So my 5th tip would be, if you want to buy Steelbooks, Digibooks, or certain collector's items when it comes to buying physical media, you might have to buy it day one and end up paying full price for it. But like I said, it's very likely for certain items like that. Like, for example, the It Chapter 2 Steelbook. This thing is totally out of print. You cannot find this anymore at Best Buy. I absolutely love this movie, by the way, but you cannot find this Steelbook. Oops, I dropped the digital code. But you cannot find this Steelbook anywhere. And I lucked out and was able to go to Best Buy, and I didn't pre-order it. I didn't pre-order the Steelbook, but I went to Best Buy when they opened and they had one more left. I picked it up because I knew that this Steelbook was going to be very hard to find. You can go on Zavi's website and you can find similar Steelbooks for It Chapter 2, I think, but I think they might be sold out on Zavi as well. So if you're just now getting into Blu-ray collecting and you want to collect Steelbooks, my best bet, for my fifth tip, it would be to just go buy them day one, pre-order, try to get them first before they sell out, because sometimes once they sell out, they go out of print and you will not be able to buy them anymore. And that does it for my 5 tips on starting a Blu-ray collection. Hope this helped you guys when it comes to buying Blu-rays and start collecting Blu-rays and getting into physical media. I really would like to talk to you guys on how you started your Blu-ray collection, how long you've been, collecting Blu-rays, and if you're just starting, how many Blu-rays do you own in your collection? I would love to know the numbers. Like I said, I love just talking to you guys about Blu-rays. This is not a cocky test. We're not gloating about this. I would just love to start a conversation on Blu-ray collecting because I love talking about this type of thing. If you guys see my background, I absolutely love Blu-ray collecting. So let me know what you guys' thoughts in the comment section below. If you're new to the channel, welcome to the Alex Thomas channel. Please hit that like button. Please subscribe for more. And I am out on this one, you guys. Peace.